Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're taking a step back to honor an absolute warrior, Saskatchewan Roughriders captain Jayden Dalke. Tragically, the football world lost Jayden at just 30 years old. But in This Explainer, we're going to do more than just talk about the tragedy. We're diving right into the man behind the number 38 jersey. We'll look at his stats, sure, but more importantly, we're looking at that immeasurable heart he brought to the game, his teammates, and his whole community.
Just look at this statement from the Roughriders. This right here perfectly captures exactly why we're exploring Jayden's story today. We aren't just recounting a terrible loss. We're here to understand the kind of profound impact one guy can have on everyone around him. I mean, when an organization says you are the true definition of their identity, that speaks volumes. He was this fierce competitor on the field, but off the field, he was a genuinely kind soul who never let anyone walk away without a smile.
So, Section 1. The tragic passing. To really grasp the magnitude of this loss, we have to start with the heartbreaking news that brought the entire league to a devastating standstill over the weekend of July 18, 2026. Jayden was driving back to Regina. He'd just spent the team's bye week visiting his hometown of Leduc, Alberta. At around 9 p.m. local time, a catastrophic two-vehicle collision happened on Highway 11, which is a divided highway between Regina and Lumsden. Emergency crews arrived at a horrific scene. Reports indicated that another vehicle was actually driving the wrong way down the highway, and tragically, 2 men, including Jayden, were declared dead at the scene. Born on June 8, 1996, Jayden was only 30 years old, just 30. This sudden, senseless loss sent absolute shockwaves through the local community and the wider sports world. But to truly understand the sheer weight of what the football world lost that night, we need to rewind a bit. We have to look back at how this incredible athlete fought his way into the pros in the first place. Which brings us to Section 2, an unlikely path to pro. You see, Jayden's journey to the Canadian Football League was anything but a sure thing. Honestly, his career was built on sheer grit. Starting out in junior football, he racked up a massive 165 tackles for the Edmonton Wildcats before transitioning to the University of Alberta Golden Bears. And he didn't just play there, he absolutely dominated. He became a unanimous Canada West first-team All-Star in 2019, and by 2021, he earned U Sports All-Canadian honors. Slowly but surely, he proved he belonged with the best of the best, eventually leading to him being drafted by the Roughriders in 2022. But what's so cinematic about his life is the full-circle nature of this journey. Years before he'd ever step onto a professional field, Jayden actually spent CFL games roaming the stands of Commonwealth Stadium in Edmonton as a teenager. He'd walk around cheerfully selling 50-50 raffle tickets to the fans, wearing this classic vendor's apron. He used to joke that he was a good luck charm because he literally sold the winning tickets 6 different times. He'd humbly tell fans, "I'm just a dude in an apron." It really shows you his grounded, hardworking nature right from day one. Let's look at what it actually took for him to make the pros, because it's wild. Going into the 2022 CFL Combine, his physical health was, severely compromised. He had undergone surgery to remove the meniscus in his right knee, and on top of that, he was recovering from a re-torn MCL in his left knee. On paper, that's a total disaster for a draft prospect. Yet, the Roughriders executives saw way past the medical charts. They saw a player defined by intangibles, immeasurable heart, unquestionable toughness, and natural leadership. The kind of traits you simply cannot teach in a film room. I mean, even with basically 2 bad knees, he still showed up to the combine and ran a 4.86-second 40-yard dash. Now, for a defensive back, sure, that time might seem a little slow to an armchair scout, but to the Roughriders, it was an absolute eye-popper. It was a clear testament to his unbelievable threshold for pain and his absolute unyielding determination to declare for the draft and prove his worth. Now for Section 3, grit on the gridiron. That exact same heart and toughness that pushed him through the combine allowed him to become a foundational piece of the Saskatchewan defense. Drafted 54th overall in the 6th round, Jayden completely defied the odds. If you look at franchise history dating all the way back to 1958, he became one of only 6 six-round selections to ever see regular season duty for the team. He ultimately suited up for 68 regular season games, delivering 69 defensive tackles, and acting as an absolute menace on special teams with 31 tackles. He wasn't just filling a roster spot, he was making an impact every single time his cleats touched the grass. And this moment here perfectly illustrates that cinematic quality of Jayden's life we were talking about. On June 11, 2023, the dude in the apron was starting at safety for the Roughriders. And guess where? Right back in Commonwealth Stadium, the exact same venue where he used to sell those raffle tickets. He snagged his first career interception on a Hail Mary pass to end the first half. And the absolute best part? He did it with 50 family members and friends cheering him on from the exact same stands he used to work in. You can't write a better script than that. His legend of toughness only grew from there. Picture this. During the 2025 Labor Day Classic against Winnipeg, Jayden was involved in a terrifying, full-speed kickoff collision. With his arm on fire and experiencing severe numbness, the medical staff actually feared a broken neck. He was transported to the hospital in full football gear. But miraculously, after passing all the tests, doctors cleared him. Now most people would go home to rest, right? Not Jayden. He rushed straight back to the stadium, checked back into the game in the third quarter, and literally finished that week with the highest special teams grade in the entire league. Unbelievable! Moving on to Section 4, the 2025 Grey Cup champion. All of his relentless, leave-it-all-on-the-field sacrifice eventually culminated in the highest peak Canadian football has to offer. Proudly wearing number 38, Jayden was absolutely instrumental in helping end a painful 12-year championship drought for the Roughriders. In the 2025 Grey Cup, Saskatchewan defeated the Montreal Alouettes 25-17. Jayden finally got his ring, helping bring home the franchise's 5th Grey Cup overall. It was the ultimate, well-deserved reward for a player who gave literally everything to his team. Following victories, the Roughriders actually have this locker room tradition where they burn a new digit into a piece of wood using a team branding iron. Because of his undisputed status as a leader, his teammates repeatedly selected Jayden to wield that branding iron. Just as head coach Corey Mace pointed out, giving Jayden that honor spoke volumes about how everyone in the building viewed him. He was a team captain in every possible sense of the word. Which brings us to our final section, a league in mourning. With a player of this caliber and, even more importantly, a human being of this character, it's no surprise at all that his sudden loss brought an entire sport to a mourning standstill. In his official statement, CFL Commissioner Stuart Johnson highlighted Jayden's incredible heart and his dedication to the community, and this sentiment was echoed across the entire league. All 8 rival teams immediately released their own statements of solidarity, setting aside all competitive differences to mourn a deeply respected brother. The Canadian Football League Players Association beautifully highlighted what everyone who interacted with him already knew to be true. Jayden wasn't just a great football player, he was an extraordinary human being. He embodied the absolute best of what sports should be: leadership, respect, and a deep, unwavering dedication to everyone around him. Online, the reaction from the community has been a massive mixture of disbelief, outrage over the reckless nature of that wrong-way crash, and just an incredible outpouring of beautiful memories of a polite, kind young man. But the overarching theme across every message board and social media post is immense sympathy for his family, especially his parents Ryan and Shannon. They're affectionately known as the traveling Dalkes because they literally traveled everywhere across the country to watch their son live out his dream. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want you to ask yourself something. When the final whistle blows, is it the numbers on the stat sheet we remember or the size of the heart that achieved them? Jayden Dalke proved that unyielding determination, resilience through pain, and a genuine smiling love for others builds a legacy that completely outlasts any championship ring. He was the guy who ran a sprint on torn knees, the guy who left a hospital just to finish a game, and the guy who treated everyone like a friend. How will you apply that kind of relentless heart to your own life? Thank you so much for joining me today to learn about Jayden's incredible journey.